In northern Kenya's Tugun-Yatya Hills, 59 competing cars and their teams arrive for the 2011 Rhino Charge event. These Rhino Chargers are about to exert their daring, can-do attitude to one of the most difficult courses in Rhino Charge history. Teams have spent months raising the charitable funds that secure them a coveted position. And now, what's left is to face the day-long competition that may make or break them. The Rhino Charge is a unique, grassroots initiative that's raised millions of dollars for more than 2 decades to complete Africa's longest conservation fence around the Aberdare mountain ecosystem. Now, this record-breaking fundraising machine focuses on 2 other important Kenyan water towers, Mount Kenya and the Mau's Mount Eburu. It's one of the most dramatic conservation initiatives ever attempted on such a large scale. It'll take some years to accomplish, but the chargers and the organisers are not easily intimidated by challenges, because the need to secure Kenya's forests is extremely urgent. The Rhino Charge is always held in a remote Kenyan location on the first June weekend each year. It's 24 hours before the charge and time for scrutineering. Officials go through safety and regulations with each car.
131 stickers, yeah, around that.
Of this year's 59 competing cars, some will be in the modified class and others in the unmodified class.
We've come to our first unmodified car now, claimed to be unmodified, where basically the engine, gearbox, the transmission chain should be of standard equipment.
Many cars are modified to make them more competitive. So why do some teams choose to compete in unmodified vehicles?
When you beat somebody who's modified, it's a good feeling.
Because we like to keep it, original as it is. We are really true Land Rover guys. We believe it can do better even without modification.
It's actually easier to get around with them, I think. And if it breaks down, it's easier to fix.
Because we are ungifted amateurs, and that's really all we can afford is just a bog standard car that we don't have to do too much to.
Teams in the modified class believe that their cars have a winning edge.
We put Unimog axles in it this year, just for the clearance, to give it more ground clearance. Because this is before we used to just belly on everything.
But it's got Unimog total axles on it, 404s, 20-inch agricultural tractor tyres. It's got Mercedes truck steering.
This is a Land Cruiser VX, a regular turbo engine, 12 valve, and what we've done is we've modified it with Unimog diffs, Unimog 404.
And then there are those old-timers who believe that fancy cars are not the answer.
Don't you think she has a shabby gentility about her?
Probably the thing is...
Lady Lucy is her name.
Yeah.
What is the best bit about Lady Lucy?
Lady Lucy.
Looks like she's already finished the charge.
No. This Rhino Charge started for us four-wheel drivers to have a wonderful weekend and collect some money for the fencing of the Aberdares and now Mount Kenya and Mau. And it's for normal people, not for these funny big tires and all thing. That's boys' game. We are normal girls. We don't play in big tires.
For some beginners, the charge is just a mystery waiting to happen.
Not so well after you've handed me the card. How long have you been doing the charge? Fill the bloody thing in, for Christ's sake!
What?
The team!
Fill it in. Oh, I see. We're first timers.
You're first timers?
Yeah.
I'll let you off, but you still could fill it in.
How are we going to win? Complete rookies. Who are we relying on? We've got brute strength over here. We've got complete rookie. Yeah, no, this one pretty much.
I'm
Get
lame,
her running
though.
out front. Yeah, she's lame, so we're not going to win.
So we're going slow, but it should be good. First time out, so we'll see.
After scrutineering, driver's orientation begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yatia. I hope you're feeling nice and warm. There are some shambas in the area. Please do not drive through shambas which have crops in them. I think you have a challenging course. It's very short, only about 5 kilometers. Well, for some of you anyway. And please go safely. Please be careful. And now, if you would like to collect your maps.
Once maps are distributed, everyone heads back to their team camps to unravel the secrets of this year's Rhino charge. Competitors have all night to use the 13 coordinates to plot their own course between this year's 13 checkpoints. The car that does it in the shortest distance within 10 hours wins.
Sissy way? We are not doing a sissy way. We're going the right way.
Sunrise the next day, and the charge is about to begin.
Ready for my first charge? Woohoo!
Cars are divided between the 13 checkpoints and led to their starting positions. It's a beautiful day, and the Yatia hills look deceptively mild. At each checkpoint, everyone nervously awaits the shotgun start.
Just trying to figure out which direction to move in, man. There is rocks and nuggets.
It looks like there's a lot of rocks, a lot of big rocks and a lot of big thorns around.
At 7:30 exactly, the charge begins. The teams have 10 hours to get back to their starting positions. First-timers Team 22 have finally decided on which direction to go. In order to stay on their course, they fearlessly get stuck right into the thickest of bush. And they'll stop at nothing and for no one, not even a teammate. As new timers, the team is extra careful to do everything right. And so far, they seem to be right on track.
Down through the hole! Through the hole!
We're bareback, straight towards bareback.
Watch out, the big one.
They've just arrived at their first checkpoint.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Pretty extreme right at the start, but yeah, really good. Now we need to just get on to the next spot.
I'm a bit shredded, a little bit of blood around the place.
As new timers, Team 22 get past their first checkpoint. They've gained confidence to attack the rest of the course. Modified Car 52 eats up everything in its path. This monster machine with its big tyres and ultra-high clearance seems able to clamber over just about anything. But at their next checkpoint, the big machine gets a good going over, just in case.
Okay, undo it. Too much rough, very rough.
Even for this car?
Yeah, every car is going to take a beating today. There's no question about it.
Modified or unmodified, this course is taking its toll already on all cars and drivers.
Yeah, we've broken the rear side window.
We almost toppled 2 times and it was that close.
And we did actually come to the end of a cliff. About that far. Before we realised we stopped.
The biggest structural failure we've got are his pants. He was trying to move that big rock.
I was moving a rock.
And nothing happened.
With the team back on their course, it's interesting to see how their unmodified car handles the different types of terrain. hardly seems possible that this small vehicle with original tyres could manage such brute business, but it does, and quickly too. As car 14 scrambles along, Team 48 is exhausted and about to arrive at the gauntlet.
48.
It's mid-morning and they're making excellent time. That is, if they can get out of their car. The gauntlet is the ultimate challenge. Competitors can take a direct line between checkpoints, or they can go around. But if they take the challenge of a direct line, they have a better chance of winning. Team 48 has the gauntlet well under control. Africa remains the most rugged landscape for off-road challenges in the world. The Rhino Charge is such a successful fundraiser because it's conceived a fun way to raise cash, and lots of it for conservation. With the Aberdare fence now in place since 2009, an independent assessment report was completed this year outlining the impact of the fence on the Aberdare ecosystem and fence line communities. The report's conclusive findings state that indigenous forest cover has increased by 20.6% since the year 2005. That was the year when illegal logging peaked and only 1/3 of the fence was built. Wildlife populations are on the increase in many areas. Aberdare river flows are reported more stable and less silted than Mount Kenya rivers, a fact attributed to better land cover in the ecosystem. Human-wildlife conflict, especially with elephant and buffalo, has reduced considerably. And household incomes and food security have improved for fence-line farmers, and their children are able to attend school without interruption from marauding wildlife. And finally, the report confirms that a stable area, now 3 times the size of the gazetted Aberdare National Park, is now enabling wildlife and all biodiversity to flourish, which provides a stable foundation for further tourism investment. So, farmers are richer, river flows are improving, and forest and wildlife more secure, all because of the Aberdare fence line that the Rhino Chargers helped to build. At first glance, this year's gauntlet looks easy, but as the day wears on, the spectators are not to be disappointed. There are surprise traps everywhere. As car 38 discovers, the loose shale makes driving more like sledding in unexpected places. And 39 finds this wall of razor-edge rocks a potential nightmare. And if going downhill doesn't almost tip your car over, then getting uphill is almost impossible. In fact, getting stuck somewhere in the gauntlet is almost a certainty for most of the chargers trying to take the shortest line through the course this year. Parts are just so steep that competitors can hardly walk up the incline themselves. First-timers Car 22 bravely decide to take the most difficult route up. So far, they're midway through their charge and hope to make it to their last checkpoint. Some cars manage to make it through the gauntlet with elegance, while others just squeeze through. While many teams are eating dirt somewhere on the gauntlet, Team 47 rolls up looking extremely clean and composed. Known as the Girls with Pearls, this team has done almost every charge since the beginning and have nothing to prove.
Quite good, rough.
They will take the ladylike road around the gauntlet because for them, winning isn't everything. As another old-timers team, Car 45 leaves the gauntlet. They decide to enjoy the afternoon a bit and
You're travelling with the guys with the ties.
Good.
It was just a crazy idea to... The ladies with pearls, we wanted to be with the guys with ties, but we forgot to bring some of them.
We've only ended up with 2. But next year we'll do better. It's a start. It's a work in progress.
I like the name.
It's a work in progress, absolutely.
Are they your main competitors, the Girls with Pearls?
Absolutely.
At one stage we were guys with ties eating pies.
A few kilometres away, Car 5 is working a tight line, staying right on their course. They're also old-timers to the charge, but these guys are seriously competitive. Not only do they nearly always come in among the top 10 finishers, they hold the record for raising the most amount of money each year for the last 8 consecutive years. About $1 million US so far. And although everyone wants to win the charge each year, the real reason the chargers are here is to raise lots of money for Kenya's environment. Kenya has 5 main water towers, and each one of them is vital to the well-being of all Kenyans, today and for future generations. Protecting Kenya's main water towers is urgent, and Rhino Arc is now committed to the fencing of Mount Kenya and the Mau Forest Complex's Mount Eburu. Mount Kenya is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, considered one of the most impressive landscapes of Eastern Africa, with its rugged, glacier-clad summits, Afro-alpine moorlands, and diverse forests, all of which illustrate outstanding ecological processes. The Mount Kenya fence will encircle over 2,000 square kilometres and will be at least 400 kilometres long, equal to or longer than the Aberdares fence. It'll need 1 billion Kenya shillings to build and can be completed in 5 years. The water towers of Mount Kenya and Aberdares are the source of 4 of Kenya's largest river systems, providing water and energy to millions of Kenyans. The Mau's Mount Eburu has 80 square kilometres of pristine forest and needs urgent protection from illegal logging and human encroachment. It's a subsurface water catchment for Lake Naivasha and Lake Elementaita and will need 50 kilometres of fence line and 100 million shillings to build. Both fences will be built at the same time, and as long as the funds are raised, they should both be completed within 5 years. Back at the charge, it's the end of the day now, and some lucky chargers are just making it into their final checkpoints.
How is everyone?
Veteran chargers car number 5 have beaten the clock, and although a bit stiff, they've finished within the 10-hour time limit.
Do I need to go forward out of the way?
First-timers to Team 22 limp in under the wire and can't quite believe that they actually made it. It's the end of the day and everyone convenes back at headquarters. Tomorrow morning, the winners will be announced at prize giving. The trophies are out and everyone is waiting. But first, the local community is told how much money has been raised for them.
What we collected for the local communities, and that's the fees you all pay when you come in the gate, and we collected 2.4 million shillings. Okay, let's get on with it. The overall winner, car number 48, Mark Glenn, Bryn Llewellyn. These guys did a distance of 42.26 kilometers, which is quite a lot more than the distance it should have been. However, they did better than anybody else.
The award for the highest cash sponsorship.
I just find this amazing. It goes to car number 5. He's been here before many times with this award. But this year is something special. The figure is 11.5 million. So, Alan McKittrick, Hutchison, Jack, Knight, Jessup, and Wilbur. Please, all of you. Well done, guys. Thank you.
The second overall winner
is car number 38, Team Bundu Fundi. Well done, you guys. Good effort. Third overall, car number 58, Sally Slop Cabbage, whatever that means. Gay Cullen, Mark Allen, Zulu. Great result. Well done.
But the most important announcement is the amount raised by the chargers this year.
Okay, ready, go. The figure is 77,311,364.
Just under $1 million US.
And that is about 5 million more than last year.
And now that the 2011 charge is over, what do the competitors think about the challenges of fencing Mount Kenya and the Mao's Mount Eburu?
23 years ago for the first Rhino charge, they raised 200,000 shillings. And now, 23 years later, they're raising 70 million, almost $1 million. I think it's an incredible feat by everybody, and the cause is one of the most worthy in Africa.
And the Mao, fantastic, yeah, really great. These are water catchment areas, so yeah, back to the serious part. It's a very good cause, and we're happy that it's happening, and you know we get to have some fun in the process.
I really love the fact that we can say that we are actually working towards Kenya's ecosystem.
I don't know, Charge has got its own crazy hook. Yeah, it's a drug every year.
Having fun for conservation is not only addictive, it's also critically important.